Hello. I'm going to be speaking about social media and communication and news consumption of through social media. So as we all know, the world around us is constantly changing. Sometimes it can get overwhelming because it changes so rapidly around us. Fortunately, there's enough people who have dedicated their lives to make it their lifelong career to always explore and research everything that's going on around us. Whether we call them news anchors, journalists, or internet bloggers, we usually rely on these people to be our sources of information. But what if we could take the extra step and become our own newscasters? In this generation, the modern time that we live in, we have the tools available to us to be able to share news and consume news on our own without having to go through television networks, etc. To make it simple before I continue on, my purpose is to inform you that even if there are so many ways that people could learn about current events and world news, social media happens to be one of the growing sources of this information. My preview of main points, I'm going to be speaking on the background, general information of social media's effects on our daily lives, and how social media has actually shaped and changed the news industry. First of all, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have nearly 1 billion users per network. According to Think Communication by Engelberg and Wynn, our book in the class, social media connects you to people that you can interact with, track down, and also reconnect with, such as old friends from high school, family members, so on. There are many reasons why social media is counted as a main source of our information. A really big part of it is the fact that it's really easy to use. You can filter out and see exactly what you want to see. It's also very convenient. It helps you feel like you're in control of things. It helps fulfill your interpersonal needs, so on. People use the social networks for computer-mediated communication with each other. It's helped us develop new relationships, seek social information about each friend that we have, and it helps construct our identity. With the large amount of users on social media and the many purposes that people use them for, it has contributed to a great amount for the younger generation to use it for news. So that will bring me on to my next topic, that social media affects many people's daily lives, especially by delivering news and current events. Within the last decade, there has been a major growth in helping to report on and respond to major events. According to the periodical Computers and Human Behavior, published by Elsevier, new internet-based media incorporating voluntary contributions by broad networks of self-selected participants that report, share, and distribute news have acquired legitimacy. People have found ways to consume news through apps and the social media networks through their friends by sharing and speaking about it. In this way, they can share their own personal opinion. On top of that, kind of make arguments with other people, and that's a really big thing in the news industry. People are constantly on their smartphones with their heads down scrolling through, so everywhere you go you see people on their phone. There are not many people you see walking around with newspapers anymore because people have found ways to filter out information to avoid information overload. Social media has caused the news market to grow at skyrocketing rates. Therefore, the suppliers are constantly finding ways to adjust people's interests and making it easier for people to use. Social media is the most powerful, persuasive tool. As I mentioned, it plays a huge role in uprisings and political debates. For example, when President Obama ran, it brought a lot of attention with the younger media, or a younger generation, especially bringing us more involved at our age as compared to before. Also, all of the Occupy movements and petitions being signed, that all went through social networks and social media. With social media's rapid growth and large amount of users, people have gained the ability to deliver news that has been looked at as credible sources. So people are actually believing that the opinions that come out of people's mouths or what they're sharing on Facebook are credible without having to go research. And that's a really big thing about social media. Thank you so much for your time and being a good audience.